Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome back to Conversations Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this hump day. Have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you hear part of my conversation with master event planner and best-selling author Melissa Banks. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In Mississippi news, Mississippi's public school system among country's worst, says WJTV. Mississippi made significant progress in education over the last decade, but a recent report shows that the state should not rest on its laurels. Education nationwide and in Mississippi has significantly changed over the last few years. Still, a recent Wallet Hub report rates Mississippi low among its national peers for its public school system statewide. The report ranked Mississippi 43rd nationally among states in Washington, D.C., due to various Wallet Hub findings. For instance, the state has the 11th lowest dropout rate nationally. However, even though Mississippi also ranked 3rd nationally for high school graduation rate and 12th for standardized tested scores, it is 40th nationally for the percentage of adults with at least a high school degree. Its standardized math and reading test scores rank 38th and 40th respectively. Mississippi's median ACT score is its 9th lowest nationally. The Mississippi Student Funding Formula is set to bring $250 million to K-12 education. However, Wallet Hub analyst argues that any successful school district needs more than money. How funds are applied also plays a big role in how good a school system is, as does the quality of educators, other professionals, and the curriculum, they said. Overall, school environment weighed heavily in Mississippi's overall score. The student-teacher ratio in Mississippi's public schools is roughly 13-1, the country's 15th lowest. The disciplinary rate was 50th, the second highest rate nationally. There were pluses across Mississippi public education system, says WJTV. According to Wallet Hub, the state ranks 17th overall for racial equality in education in 2024. Separately, Mississippi has the highest high school graduation rate among low-income students nationally. In national news, Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries endorse Harris for president, says NBC News. Representative Hakeem Jeffries and Senator Chuck Schumer, the top Democrats in Congress, endorsed Kamala Harris for president on Tuesday. Schumer and Jeffries, both of New York, made the announcement at a press conference where both emphasized the excitement throughout the Democratic conferences for Harris's candidacy. "We are brimming with excitement, enthusiasm, and unity," Schumer said to reporters. Jeffries echoes that sentiment, adding that Harris is ready, willing, and able to lead us into the future. While many elected Democrats, including President Joe Biden, quickly announced their support for Harris, the Senate Majority Leader and House Minority Leader had said they wanted to meet with her in person first. That meeting has not yet happened, sources close to the leaders told NBC News, but both Jeffries and Schumer have spoke to Harris by phone. "When I spoke with her Sunday, she said she wanted the opportunity to win the nomination on her own and to do so from the grassroots up, not top down. We deeply respected that, Hakeem and I did," Schumer said. "Now that the process is played out from the grassroots, bottom up, we are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris," he said. The endorsement from Schumer and Jeffries come a day after Harris clinched support from the majority of pledged delegates for the Democratic Convention. That vote to make Harris the party's official nominee for president will happen in early August ahead of the party's convention. While waiting to speak with her before making a formal endorsement, Schumer, who served with Harris in the Senate, and Jeffries have both said positive things about Harris and her campaign since Biden announced on Sunday he would not seek re-election. In more national news, Menendez will resign from Senate, avoiding an ugly intra-party battle, says the New York Times. Senator Robert Menendez of New Jersey was facing a possible expulsion vote after his conviction on federal corrupt charges last week. In more national news, Secret Service Director steps down, heeding calls to quit after Trump assassination attempt, says NBC News. U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle has stepped down after widespread calls from lawmakers for her to resign following the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, three sources told NBC News. In her resignation letter obtained from a senior official who received it, Cheadle wrote that the scrutiny over the last week has been intense and will continue to remain as an operational tempo increases. She added she takes full responsibility for the security lapse. In light of recent events, it is with a heavy heart that I have made the difficult decision to step down as your director, wrote Cheadle. who has led the agency since September 2022. And finally, in business news, major indexes on Wall Street edge higher as a torrent of earnings report begins, as the Associated Press. U.S. stock indexes on Wall Street edge higher in afternoon trading on Tuesday as earnings report season ramps up for big companies. The S&P 500 was up 0.1%. After earlier drifting between small gains and losses, stocks in the benchmark index were roughly evenly split between gainers and losers. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Ready for your Wednesday wake-up call? Make sure the people you are taking advice from are going in the direction of your goals you have set for yourself. If not, you may need to find new voices of reason to make sure you don't get off course. Have an amazing hump day. We are part of my conversation coming up with Melissa Banks in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Master event planner, best-selling author Melissa Banks rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her year and what it's been like for her to inspire people around the world. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Melissa, always a pleasure to have you on. Thanks again for the time.
Thank you so much. Excited to be here, as always.
Well, I appreciate that. We definitely want to welcome our audience tuning in Mississippi, especially for those tuning in on WYAD. Melissa, you have so many great things you've been able to do this year. But I told you before we went live here, I want to be able to kind of switch this conversation up. We typically will talk about the reflection of the year. I want to talk about the impact, though, for others. Because, yes, you're doing work that you love by wearing your different hats. But what has it been like for you, Melissa, to see how the work you're doing is impacting others?
You know what, Cyrus? The biggest impact to me is to meet somebody that heard something I said that made them want more, gave them what they needed to go another step. I can be out just doing normal stuff and somebody would say, you know what, I look forward to your words of encouragement because it gives me what I need to move forward. That's the biggest reward that I can receive when someone who I don't know personally, but my words gave them what they needed to get out of the bed, to believe in themselves just a little bit further, and to go toward their dreams. And that's the biggest reward.
What has that been like for you to not only have people appreciate what you have to say, but also what you have to offer?
Wow, that is so great and so awesome, right? That's something that started with just a dream, and it created these different products, if you will, but the products get in the hands of the people who need them, who can use them to motivate themselves as they move forward. And that's so rewarding to me because this all started with my passion, my desire to help others, to help women believe in themselves, to help others with going through their journeys and the things that they face.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'll be back to go on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course, your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let us go make today amazing. Take care.